maybe you thought, am I too old to learn scuba diving? Maybe you thought, one day I'd like to give it a go, but you get tied up with your work, with your family, with your children, and then you're over 50 and you go, I wouldn't mind trying scuba diving. Well, let me tell you what happened to me. I had a friend who wanted to go diving with the sharks, learning how to be a shark feeder in the Bahamas with this famous shark whisperer. So she said, do you want to come go scuba diving with me in the Bahamas? And I was like, sure, why not? Oh, hang on a minute. I don't know how to scuba dive. Now, I was 57 at the time, so because I was over 40, I had to go and do a dive medical. And in the dive medical, I found out my eyesight wasn't as good as it used to be. My hearing wasn't as good as it used to be. My balance wasn't as good as it used to be. But the good thing is that my blood tests showed that I didn't have diabetes and I had good blood pressure. So I was given the all clear to do the course. Now let me tell you about the course. On our final day, we were diving in a storm. There were black clouds. It was 7.8 degrees Celsius. That is freezing. We had to go in over very wet, slippery rocks. There was a storm, it was rough. I was rolling around like a turtle on my back. And then, when we went down, I couldn't see a thing. So I went straight back up again because the visibility was nil. Terrible visibility, freezing, rough, slippery, and the hardest part was getting out on the slippery rocks, trying to take your fins off, and then suddenly the tank was so heavy, and trying to walk with the tank all the way over these rocks, up steps, all the way carrying this tank, I found that was quite challenging. And it didn't stop there. Then we went to a swimming pool. We actually did 2 dives, and then we went to a swimming pool, and we had to do about 400-meter swim and put on a tank underwater. And at the very last minute, the sky is dark, the moon and the stars are out, we actually had to tread water for 10 minutes with our hands over our head. And I was like, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. But I got through it and I passed. And I thought, I better just try a boat dive to see what it's like going from a boat. So I went on a boat trip out Botany Bay, round to Maroubra, and it was so much easier. The weather was better, the sea was better, there were people to help you, no slippery rocks, just in and out. And on that dive, there was a cave. And they were like, come into the cave, look at the grey nurse sharks. This was my very first boat dive. So I was like, it's okay, thanks, I can see them from here. Anyway, that boat dive gave me the confidence to go to the Bahamas. So, if you're thinking about diving over 50, give it a shot, because it is a beautiful world under there. It might sound a little challenging learning to scuba dive over 50, but it was definitely worth it. It's just amazing all the things I've seen underwater. At the end of this video, there are some tips and strategies to help you if you're going to learn to scuba dive. Go for it. If you do start learning to scuba dive over 50, we'd love to hear your stories.